Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. This is another episode in the free-to-play challenge series, and it's going to be a little bit of a different episode. We're going to structure it a little bit different to how the other ones have been recently. We will start off with the photos as usual, but then we're actually going to have a bit of gameplay and we're going to have a little review of the account, where it is now, and kind of talk about, are we in a position to do the fusion? Are we likely to go for the fusion? How far away are we from Arbiter? And those kind of things. So first off, when I left you on the last video, I was trying to see if I could progress that bit further in the Spirit Keep, as I had the mission where I needed to collect enough greater potions to be able to use, shall we say, or mix 10 superior ones. Well, suffice to say, no, I couldn't progress any further. Essentially, Armagur would die under block revive during the waves. And so, yeah, it wasn't achievable. I think if Armagur were 6-star, or if I had a genuine heal reduction champion, I reckon I could actually push this to stage 20. But with the current champions in the current builds, it isn't possible. So I was stuck really farming stage 15. I did get the finish in Gold 5 weekly arena chest. The gear was all unfortunately rubbish, but 70 gems and a void shard gratefully received. I actually forgot to include this in the video on Monday, so well, it's here now. Then I actually got a new PB on stage 20 Spider. I had to do Spider 3 times as part of the advanced quest. So every time I have this, complete a dungeon 3 times on the advanced quest. At the moment, I'm doing that in Spider 20, basically to maximize my silver. Then we had a new PB on Magic Nightmare. I actually just tried Haikatoon as my usual team in lead, and that just worked best. I have made one small change where I'm actually using an accuracy banner on Aethel instead of the resistance banner. Essentially, I can swap back and forth if I need the resistance build. So it's only 50,000 silver to swap between. They're both rank 5 items. And having the accuracy banner means I'm consistently keeping up the weaken, which is just giving me a bit more consistency on the clan boss damage. I then went and beat Barbarian Crypt stage 14. I wasn't quite able to get to the 3-star, but at least, managed to beat another faction war boss, get another epic tome for my troubles, and then followed that on by 3-starring stage 15. So that's pretty happy with that. I also managed to 1-star clear stage 16. So we're beginning to progress pretty far through the Barbarian Crypt, even though we have 2 6-stars here in Cronum and Jamasa. Because of the nature of the builds, we don't really have any crowd control here. And Cronum doesn't do that much damage. Like, his damage is okay, but it's not that great. And actually, Jamasa's kit's quite restrictive. So the reality is, I think unless we get some kind of crowd control champion going, or maybe a stun set on Sentinel, or something that's going to give us a little bit more solidity within the team, or a kind of bit more damage, I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll kind of have to see what champions we pull and what direction we go. But it's going to be difficult to push this from stage 16 to stage 21 without either having better gear or, like I said, or some kind of crowd control. The actual stage 16 clear, ultimately, Cronum was the only one alive. Everyone else died on the final wave. But, I managed to take enough turns, cycle through, keep him alive with the passive, the revive every 4 turns if Jamasa's on the same team. So I was able to get through it, but it's not going to be consistent. I also, this is still on the Monday after the video, also summoned another rare, this time a Mother Superior, who's not that bad, but also not that strong. So we'll see. Does give a bit of a heal option within Sacred Order, which I don't really have, so could end up being used. The disappointing thing with Mother Superior is the AoE heal over time is only a 7.5% rather than the big heal over time at 15%, which does limit her viability. I then also decided to take Haikatoon to 6-star. That had been kind of discussed and kind of forewarned, should we say, or telegraphed. Essentially, I need to get one of each affinity to 6-star, reserve the 6-star Ascension, and do that as part of the missions, which are coming up quite soon. So Haikatoon's going to be the spirit. We obviously have already done Jamasa for Force. We've got a vast array of Magic champions. And I think Gembo will end up being the Void champion that we'll take to 6-star. I, with that, have actually finished the champion challenges and got another legendary tome for that. I did actually get even a faster time on Spider's Den. I dropped Armiger just to see whether it would be quicker or not. It was, but I then, when I was running that same composition today, because I again got the 3 artifacts from Dungeons mission, it actually failed once, although I was just running it with my phone in my pocket, so I don't actually know what went wrong. But I think I'll just put Armiger back in. It should be more consistent, even if it's a bit slower. Then yesterday morning, I was greeted with the 500 energy bonanza, which I actually really needed in terms of getting that champion training event done, which I did decide to skip it on my main because it's not a great value event, but I needed to be doing champion training on this challenge account anyway. And even though it's not the best value champion training event there is, there's still a legendary tome, and it's still therefore, I think, worth me doing because I needed to do champion training anyway. I got yet another rare. Could be an interesting one, Castigator. He's got this, the heal mechanic where he equalizes the HP of all of his allies, and that's usually quite a strong form of healing. So, I don't know, we could find some use for him. It depends, again, who else we get in the faction. But it seems like just collecting Sacred Order rares at the moment. I then had to forge some items. We had a forge a perception piece, and I used my rank and rarity charm with some of those materials we'd managed to get from Barbarian Crypts the day before, and pretty much lucked out. 6-star speed boots with an accuracy sub. Can't wait for the next artifact enhancement event where we can roll this one up, and ideally I'm just hoping for 1 accuracy roll. Like, I'm not greedy. 1 accuracy roll will make me happy. I got the gold chest from the champion training event. Where is my epic tome? It took the slot of what you'd normally get as the epic tome, and here we've just got a really unvaluable 5-star epic chaos ore. Like, this is trash, to be honest. Right, and that is us all caught up. So if we jump first off into the missions, essentially we have to mix the 10 superior potions. We do have the magic keep today, so we can work on this thereafter. In terms of the mixing, I was never able to get the 100 greater. I did actually put about 500 energy into Spirit Keep, and you can see we've ended up with a lot of the lesser, but not enough greater. So we're actually going to have to mix 11 this way. Will give us the 100 we need. What a waste of silver, eh? It's not great. But anyway, we've done it. We can now go to Magic Keep and do the stage 20, which I will do in a minute. Other than that, we did finish the Hydra. So let's see what we get as our first ever Hydra chest. Drumroll, please. We do get 2 Mithrala fragments. 6-star protection, not a good piece. A couple of stone skin. 4-star, not great. 4-star, not great either. Both. I mean, this is not the worst, but 1 mortal soulstone as well. It could be worse. We will gratefully collect our first fragments for Mithrala, though. What a champion she will be on the account if we ever get to there. If we ever get there. We can just quickly summon these soul stones. Hope that we get someone that we actually have or use. Don't have him. Next one is legendary. We don't have many legendaries. Michinaki, what a great champion. Be great if we did pull him, but The funny thing with these soul stones, I mean, particularly on an early account, like the chances of actually pulling a champion that we have is so low. Champions we don't have so far, which, to be honest, is to be expected. We've probably got such a small selection of the champion pool that it's really unlikely. Marked. We actually do have a marked, so we got one that we do in fact have. Jumping over to the champion training event, I've actually still got quite a lot to do. I need nearly 3,000, about 2,700 points remaining, and I only have the rest of tonight to do it. So as soon as I've done the magic keep stuff, I'll be grinding out the champion training event quite hard. In terms of gems, we're at just over 4,000 gems, so we have plenty of those. And in terms of shards, 27 ancients, 12 voids, and 9 sacreds. So we're in a strong position to be able to do the fragment fusion, given the gems and the shards. But the champion's just not really one that's going to be that impactful to our account. We already have Genbo, who I think is better for us at this stage as an arena nuker. Ultimately, we'll be in a better position to book Genbo out. If we actually have a look at the books, we now have 12 rare, 28 epic, and 12 legendary. So we're in a fairly healthy position from books perspective. Miscreated is booked on the key skills. Chronom unbooked, Ronda unbooked, Genbo unbooked, Nari unbooked, and then really the other champions are kind of booked out, the ones that matter. So if we think that Aether was booked, Frozen Banshee's booked, Jamasa's booked, Haikatoon booked. So we've got quite a lot of our 6 stars are booked, really excluding the legendaries. Basically, everyone else is booked. As I mentioned, I think Genbo will end up being the next 6 star. We need to get a Void 1 up there. And then past that, I think I want to get Doom Priest to 6 star. I do actually have 3 food ready. And if we look, there are 2 5-star chickens as well. So I'm actually in a position where I can make the next 6 star. So I just probably need to get some brews into Genbo, because we actually have quite a lot of void brews. So, why not? Let's just do that now. We'll whack in the 14 brews and just upgrade Genbo, because we need to be doing it anyway. And then typically when I make a new 6 star, if I have enough potions, I like to put 10 in just to get to a good number of levels. You get straight to level 30, and that's quite good for the points. Right, so essentially that gives us 2,000 points to grind out. I'm going to crack on at this point. You've got a good idea of what we've got on the account and where we are on the missions. We need to do the magic keep today. We've got the force keep to do on Friday, the void keep to do on Sunday. Then this is all completely fine. I'm in a position where I can do this now. In fact, I have enough arena medals to be able to do this, so that's not going to be a problem. Then Arcane Keep, no problem. Ice Golem, no problem. Dragon Lair, no problem. So Ice Golem right now, I can farm 16 on auto. Dragon, I can farm 20 on auto. Minotaur, 15's no problem. Fire Knight, I can farm 16 on auto. And Spider's Den, I can farm 20 on auto. So all of this, completely fine. We'll then get stuck probably here for a bit, but hopefully between, say, now and Sunday, I'll grind out some more arena medals, essentially. If we're in a position to be able to do this quite quickly, then this, in theory, could be done next Monday. I'm ready to do this. I could do this on Wednesday, ready to do this. I could do that on Friday, ready to do that. Could do this next following Sunday, so a week on Sunday. And then I'm ready to do this. Got this already done. This one's not a problem. And then we kind of have the final ends of it, which is, 200 arena, Great Hall to 10. This is going to take some time, both of those. This we can do. It takes us 4 keys, but we can do it. And then kind of we need to, ultimately, from there on, we need to get Ice Golem and Fire Knight to be able to clear stage 20 on auto. So you get the 17s and then very quickly you get the 20s. So we're actually not that far away from being able to do all the missions to get Arbiter. The main kind of caveats are doing the arena missions and kind of realistically increasing our clan boss damage so we don't have to do this in like 8 keys or 9 keys or whatever it will end up being. So ideally, if we can pull some champions over the next couple of weeks, that will kind of mean that we can do this without really blowing a load of resources. But I'd say we're in a fairly strong position. I think we're realistically maybe one champion away from being able to do Ice Golem 20 on auto. I think maybe the Doom Priest, or if we pull someone that can do a decrease attack, that will basically solidify that. And then in terms of the Fire Knight, I think if I take Armiger to 6-star and or maybe pull a champion that's going to kind of help us out there, then that one will be fine as well. So yeah, we're in a fairly strong position overall. I'm just going to crack on tonight, do the magic keep. In fact, you can have a look at the stage 20 team whilst I just finish talking. So yeah, I'm going to crack on, do the mission for the magic keep, and then grind out the rest of the champion training to get that legendary tome. Then when the fusion drops tomorrow, we'll have a look at the schedule. If it's not too onerous, I think it's probably worth picking up anyway, because having a legendary void champion is always going to be helpful on the account. There are instances where she could be pretty strong. If it's not too onerous, I think I'll do it. I need to do a lot of the events that will be a part of the Fragment Fusion anyway. Like I do need to summon champions during the 2x weekend anyway. And I need to be farming more dungeons for gear. So let's see what the schedule looks like, make a final decision once we've got visibility on that. I will get the champion on the main because it's pretty easy for me to do these fusions on the main, but I am disappointed that they're not giving us the option to go for one of the other legendary starters. I just don't think Elhane's really going to add much to many people. I think people will get her just for the sake of it, but I don't think she's really bringing that much to the table. She's not that unique or that interesting, to be honest. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I think we've probably kind of covered enough. If there is time tonight, I do want to regear Miscreated using the free regear and attempt to clear the Scarab. If I do have time to do that tonight, I will include it as part of this video. If I don't, I'll include it as part of the next video. So depending on whether that happens, it'll either be in or it won't, and you'll know that it will be in either this video or the next. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.